Hello, my name is Sid Adams, and on November the 1st, 2017, I received a kidney transplant from Karen Coons, who is a family friend.
Hi, my name is Karen Coons, and I am here to give a testimonial of my experiences as a live donor of my left kidney to Sid Adams coming up to 3 years ago.
Karen and I thought the best way to celebrate our third anniversary would be to share a bit of our story as well as encourage others to become organ donors.
To start the story, I guess just to say that I've known Sid since I was about 20 years old because he used to work for my father. Over the years, there was no contact until my parents retired to Kelowna, and Sid and Bonnie were living in Vernon, so there was a reconnection there. I didn't know Sid that well. Life was busy. I had a full-time job and kids to raise. It wasn't until probably the mid-2000s when my dad was very ill that we started to see Sid more often as he came to visit my dad, who passed away in 2007. And then as the years progressed, just the same year that my dad passed away, my mom had a stroke and was into a full care home in 2010. So it was those last 6 years of my mom's life that Sid and Bonnie continued to visit her, and as my mom's ability to carry on a conversation or participate became less, I started meeting Sid and Bonnie at my mom's facility so that I could help to carry on the conversation and make it easier for my mom. So I knew at that time that Sid and Bonnie were coming to Kelowna for medical reasons, but to tell you the truth, I didn't quite understand the seriousness of it.
My history is I had Polycystic Kidney Disease, which is an inherited disease. However, in my case, I wasn't diagnosed until my early 30s, and I actually never felt any symptoms of the disease, noticeable symptoms, until my mid-60s. However, with declining health and with my kidney function declining rapidly, and when my kidneys reached 9%, I was put on peritoneal dialysis, which is a home dialysis where you are hooked up to a machine that's called a cycler for about 9 hours each night. During this time, I was encouraged to go out and make an appeal to find a donor. That didn't sit well with me at the beginning because it's just something you never thought you'd have to do and that sort of thing. But as my health continued to decline, I realized that yes, I should be doing this. So I initially sent out an email to 20 family and friends with an appeal, simply that they would share the story within their circles and get the word out that I needed a kidney, and I was looking for someone to help me with that. To my surprise, within a very short period of time, I had 5 individuals that responded positively. Over the next year and a half, they went through the workup to be donors on my behalf through all the testing and everything. And at the end of the day, they were all determined to be in good health. However, none of them were approved to be my donor. So following that, I was, there was some disappointment that none of these were my donor. So I then put in another appeal on Facebook in September of 16. I never heard anything from this second appeal.
In the fall of 2016, when Sid put out his request via Facebook, that was the first time I really became aware of how serious things were. So during that time, it was a very difficult time as my mom was deteriorating. And as anyone that's gone through that process of your parents' life ebbing away, and you feel so helpless. So that was my first instinct, that this helplessness was so sad that when I read about Sid's predicament, I thought, here's something that I can do in memory of my parents, because Sid has been such a good friend to them. So I started the process with St. Paul's Hospital, the Kidney Foundation, to see if I could qualify or what was the process. And my first thought was that I'm probably too old, because I was 64 at the time. And so I was surprised to find out that I would certainly be a candidate after progressing through all of the testing and months of that. So that was all through the fall and winter of 2016-2017. So we made our trip to Vancouver in May of 2017 for kind of some final intensive testing at St. Paul's Hospital. And it was all an emotional time. My mom had passed away in early April, so just a month before. And after I got the results from those tests in May, in early June is when I got the final okay that I was a match and qualified to donate my kidney to Sid. So all this time I was an anonymous donor. Sid knew that someone was going through the testing, but didn't know that it was me.